Giampiero Di Paolo, you are the CEO of Thales Alenia Space Italy. Welcome. Aurélie Becker, you are the French country manager of IcoSpace. And we were supposed to have Gabriele Pieralli, the CEO of Telespazio. He should have been with us today, but for reasons of urgent necessity, he cannot be there. Rest assured, we are not losing out, because here we have Jean-Marc Cardin, CEO of Telespazio France and Deputy CEO of Telespazio, how can I say, Group. He has agreed to replace him at short notice. Thank you very much. Maybe a new round of applause for our guests in order for them to... Giampiero Di Paolo, Thales Alenia Space, what are the ambitions of the OLNA Space Alliance you have established between you and Telespazio? You have 1 minute, as always.
Thanks so much. First, for this invitation, I'm very honored to be here. My first time, because I took this position. Sorry, better? No? Okay. I took this position 1 year ago, and I have 3 hats, frankly speaking. So I have the CEO of TAS Italy, I have the deputy CEO of Belvedere you met this morning, I am also the head of business line, observation, exploration, and navigation. And I think that it's well known that the company I work for is able to provide all types of solutions in space, in space, in all domains. So observation, exploration, navigation, telecommunications, and science. And this is what we are doing in Italy for over 40 years. And we when we joined the first Alcatel in 2005 and 2007 Alcatel, and we made this company. But of course, we made all those space alliance because we teamed with Telespazio. And thanks to Telespazio, we are able to provide all solutions in space, meaning by that with equipment, subsystem, satellites, and end-to-end.
You cover all the bases.
Yes, exactly. In all domains. Of course, our ambition, which are, of course, enlarge our business first. Second, go on with the new division of Leonardo that created this important part in Italy. And we know that thanks to Leonardo and Thales, we have a lot of ambition in the future, because you know that our motto in Thales Alenia Space, as we really say, that space is the way we can make our life on this planet better. So we were born, when I was very young, looking at the stars, to go in the stars. Now we are in the stars to look at the earth, to make this life much, much better. So of course we are challenging a lot today the world, because you know what's happening every day. I think that space could contribute a lot to this. I have to thank also, especially European and Italian space agency, because thanks to them, they supported us all over this year, and we made fantastic projects working exactly in the smart. Just to name something, Cosmo and Cosmo SkyMed and IRIDE, as President Valente said.
Yeah, we will talk later about.
Okay.
Same question for Telespazio, the Space Alliance. It's an alliance between your 2 companies. Well, it's yours is a joint venture between Thales and Leonardo, and yours is a joint venture between Leonardo and Thales, but not on the space, the same. Yeah. So yeah. The Space Alliance.
So about Space Alliance, so it's clear that we are working together since now 20 years, almost. So it's not a recent decision, it's really a strong decision from our 2 shareholders, Thales Finmeccanica at the period, and Alcatel even, now Thales and Leonardo.
Just keep the mic near your mouth, please.
Sorry.
Otherwise it does like that. We can hear you.
You know, Italian, we are moving. No.
I thought you were French.
Yeah, of course. No, but really, the global vision we had some decades ago was that we will have a strong evolution of the market, where we will need more and more global approach between infrastructure and service. So this vision is extremely good and it is more and more something visible today on the market. Mr. Valente has given some clear example where we launch today new infrastructure or new constellation because we have a market need, and we need to close the loop between what is the need of the customer, what could be paid by the customer to support a new infrastructure, and more, not only one customer. We need to have a more global approach with several customers in parallel. So it makes sense to have this cooperation. And if we could just give some examples, because since the creation of the Spatialians, some big subjects are today around our planet because of this global vision. We can, of course, you have mentioned Cosmos SkyMed, which is really a cooperation between infrastructure and service. And Telespazio, on a daily basis, is pushing Earth observation services using this fantastic radar data we have today. Tomorrow we will have IRIDE to complement this asset with a vision of a fusion of data between optical, hyperspectral, and radar. So it's another example where Spatialians will push. We have done CICRAL, we have done Connect VHTS, for example, to give other example in some other area. So, okay, Spatialians is working, and we have to continue and to do more and more. And of course, to answer to your first question, Thales and Leonardo have very important ambition in space, as Massimo has said this morning, and we want to contribute to this ambition to continue to develop a lot the service activity.
And we have someone today on this panel who is not from Thales, not from Leonardo, not from Airbus. It is Aurélie Baker from Icospace. Tell us in a few words what Icospace is all about.
Yeah, I'm not from all those companies, but I'm also French and Italian, so same story.
So we have three shades of a French accent in English today. Okay, fine.
So ICO is a 60 people company. We are based in Turin and in Toulouse, and we are an automation company. So we are building solutions to automate the space mission from ground to space. So solution on the ground to manage all the data coming from the satellites. We're also working with Avio on pre-post-flight solution to help them to analyze all the data on the rockets. And we have also a lot of solution on board where we are doing onboard processing, automizing all the stuff we have to do on the satellites. And on the French side, we have also a newer in the line around autonomous maneuvering.
What AI technologies are you developing, and for what purpose?
So for us, AI is a tool. Now everyone is talking about AI. We started to do it before everyone is talking about it.
Before it was trendy.
Yeah, before it was a trend, we are already doing AI. But it's the point is not AI. It's really the fact that we need to have more autonomy to manage a satellite, especially when it comes to constellations. We cannot imagine operate the satellites and the constellation tomorrow as we used to do it in the past. So we need to move forward and to have new technology to do it. And AI, of course, can help for that.
Okay, another question for Telespazio. There is an ESA project called Moonlight. What is your role in this project? And it will be the same question for TAS.
No, it's really a very important project from ESA, which is the customer for us. But of course, the target of Moonlight is to deliver tomorrow a constellation for telecommunication and navigation around the moon. Why? Because we have, even if we have some risk, we have discussed about NASA program and evolution. There is really a lot of exploration activity to the moon in the years to come, in the decades to come, and to use tomorrow to do a mission without telecommunication and navigation asset is really, really difficult. So it's really a must to put that in common and to be able to deliver these new services around the moon for the activity from the Earth. So we are the prime contractor, to answer to your point. We have a list of partners working with us, and we will develop this system with different phases, but with a target to do a first level of mission on navigation and telecommunication in 28, and the full system in 2030. So it will come soon, mainly with the cooperation between Italy and UK, that are the two countries that are have the best contribution to this program.
Teodoro said, when you have at least two of the big four, it can work.
Yeah.
But maybe the question we have since this morning for you, Giampiero, is your analysis about the NASA's budget cuts. To what extent might this affect the programs to which TAS contributes? And there is a lot of programs, for example, ExoMars or around the moon. Same question I asked to Teodoro about this 25% cut. He was rather confident. Are you confident that this program will go to their achievement?
I'm fully confident.
I like
really,
the way you
not
say
because
that.
I'm
convinced. I'm totally convinced.
Not because
Fine.
I'm working for almost 40 years in the space, and I'm in the space because I think it's a big opportunity for humanity. Not only because President Valente expressed very well the situation, but also because on 4th of July there has been the approval of the big beautiful bill, that started restoring the budget for NASA. So I give you some example. We won a first competition against a US company for airlock with the United Emirates, in which we won a program to make a part of Lunar Gateway. So before summer, this program has been put on hold, and now we receive the authorization to proceed again slower than before, but there is the confidence worldwide that this budget will be completely restored in late September. We just had the conference yesterday with Northrop Grumman from on one side, and also with Lockheed Martin for many programs regarding the Lunar Gateway, and they all confident that the program will be restored just last days of September or October. So we are cooperating a lot with the Italian Space Agency and the European Space Agency to work on the lunar adventures, because you know that we have a lot of business to do, and as also Jean-Marc said, part of this is more light, but we have also a lot, and PH is another one very important as bilateral project.
So everything is fine in the best of the world? Or yes, no, I was a bit. It was a bit ironic from my part. There is no cuts, no problem at all in the.
I'm not saying that it's no cuts, no problem at all, because our lives is full of problem. It's our life. Otherwise, we should not be here.
So it's business as usual.
Yeah, but it's business as usual. So we cannot dream that everything will go perfect. But I am sure that there's been too much turbulence and too much headache about the first declaration of Mr. Trump before the summer break. But it's also true that the positive news we received from the big company like Boeing, like Northrop Grumman, and that ensured us that this is a momentary lapse of reason. You know, I'm not mind this sentence.
Your smile is very convincing.
Yeah.
I'm convinced.
Yeah, I'm convinced. I'm really convinced that
We've
the business will go on.
We've discussed earlier about the Iridé constellation with Mr. Valente, to which TAS is a major contributor. How do you see the future of its deployment on your side?
First, I have to say that thanks to the Italian government and the Italian Space Agency, European Space Agency, we had the possibility on Iridé to make what President Valente said, the all-in-one, because this is a very strong, powerful technical solution. It's just one case in which 1 + 1 makes 3. Because combining different type of view of the same scene, we have a powerful tool to understand what we are seeing, not only in terms of resolution, but also in terms of change detection, because we are passing over the same scene with different types of sensor, giving us the possibility to understand what's changing from different angle of view. Okay, this is first. Second, thanks to PNRR, there's been a lot of company in Italy that developed the capability to stay in space. And I think that the diversity, the supply chain, is a big value for Italy, because I think thanks to that, feeding universities, small, medium enterprise, center of researchers who grew up a lot, thanks to Italian Space Agency, thanks to Italian Space and all these companies. This is just the beginning for Italy.
And speaking about a smaller company like ICO, when we talked before this panel, you told me that 90% of satellite images are not how can I say that, quite used in the good way. And so you have solutions to improve this with your technology.
Yes, the topic is that like less than 10% of data are monetizable. So you download on ground all the data coming from the satellite, and then on ground you have to process everything. You lost time and you lost money. And it's now time to go and to use technology to do the processing on board. It can save money. It can also save time. It's also help to make decision on board, to have quickly decision. It's also have interest for the defense, for instance, because you can monitor and give the information on the ground directly. So there are a lot of things you can do when you do the processing on board. And just to come back on IRIDE, I think there are interesting stuff also, because we can, they also involve smaller company, like ICO is part of this project with the collaboration with Telespazio. So it was a nice opportunity for us to be part of that, and it could, we are hoping that there are other constellations in Europe where smaller company can also be part of a project.
So given the increasing demand for real-time Earth observation data, what innovation is Telespazio developing in data processing, analytics, and service delivery to maintain its competitive edge? Services is the core of...
To complement, in fact, the 2 points we have already mentioned about IRIDE asset, it's because I would say the title of the roundtable is XXL ambition of Italy to boost space.
We are just at the beginning.
And really this type of decision is really key to help us and to support, to develop new services, because I will speak about services linked to this type of new assets that will come on the market. The vision, just I start by that of Telespazio, to really to maximize the added value we can bring to our customer, is to have a meta-operator vision. So meaning we don't focus only on one type of satellite or even one type of constellation, but we try to take in all the assets we have around the planet what could be as the best added value for the customer to reach a service at the end. Because at the end, the customer for service activity does not care at all about which satellite will provide the service. Is really focusing on the performance we deliver, on the added value we deliver. And since years on Earth observation services activity, it's clear that to have only radar data or to have only optical data or to have only electromagnetic data is not a must. It's very often how we can combine, do fusion, data fusion on all this type of data, as Mr. Valente has explained, that you can reach another level of performance on this type of system. It's exactly what we do on the telecommunication services activities since years. We are working, for example, we have a very important contract in Telespazio France on a frame contract for all the European defense to provide them communication solution. And it's not only with one telecommunication satellite, it's not only with one operator, it's with all the assets that we can combine, even Starlink. I will use this word, but okay, in some case it is working. Tomorrow, of course, with IRIS Square.
You didn't get the memo that it was forbidden to say Starlink? Okay, fine.
No, but just so to come back to your question, all that is positive because the asset is better and better. The quality of the data are better and better. The high revisit is really something which is opening, mainly, for example, for defense, but not only, new area of, I would say, activity, real activities they need to have. But you need to improve the processing you are doing to automatize all this activity. So we are discussing about AI techniques, data fusion, algorithmy. So it's not only one tool that will help, but it's several techniques that we are pushing more and more with specific solutions linked to the environment we are working for. Meaning, for example, when I develop a service for agriculture, it will not be the same algorithm I will use than to do, I would say, activity for defense, for example, because you need to adapt. And you need also to adapt your database to be sure with AI, because we had in Club Galaxy, because you know I'm a member of Club Galaxy, Mr. Luc Julia was explaining that the generic ChatGPT and things like that is not so perfect because you have error in internet, but on specific IA database, you can reach really 100% quality of your detection. And by doing this type of activity, by, of course, working in Telespazio, but also with the partnership we have with the Spatiale, with Leonardo, but also with some external partner like you, we can really improve a lot the added value of the services, and it is really one of the key elements to continue to boost our development, because our ambition is also to grow, and it's really the best way.
And about AI, maybe you wanted to react?
I fully agree with Jean-Marc. So that's
okay, fine. About AI, you say it's not always, how can I say that, reliable, but you are developing some very specific AI solution. How do you implement this kind of solution with an environment which is very, I don't know how to say in English, exigeant, like space?
Yeah, there are different, first of all, there are different types of AI. It's also depending on what you want to do. If you want to do data processing on board, it's one type of AI. If you want to do exploration, it's other type of AI. So it can be the same AI, but not the same algorithm, so you have not the same constraint. For example, onboard processing, it's quite easy, I would say, because you can have a lot of data. You can train the algorithm on ground, and everything is ready. You put the software on board the satellite, and you are quite sure you will have.
But is it a game changer
answer
in space, AI, or not yet?
Yeah, it is a game changer. For example, Starlink, we are not allowed to name them, but they automate all the satellites for collision avoidance, for instance, so they are saving time for the operator on ground, and the operator can focus on the client objective, the client's need, and so on. So there is a game changer there.
maybe if I can add something.
Of
I
course.
agree with you that AI is a game changer along with high-power computing in space. This is the key word, in my opinion, that along with the artificial intelligence, we have to use and we have to struggle to put on our satellites. Thanks to our power computing, we can make our satellite much powerful. It's too long to explain, but you can imagine all what I said and what we said can make really the difference, because moving space, the capability to make calculation that normally we made on ground, give the possibility to the operators, to the user, to have faster information.
And is Italy a step ahead in this domain?
Yes, a lot. We have a lot of technology that Thales and Italy, Leonardo is pushing a lot to have this technology on board. We are sure that in next constellation, in next satellites, we have the capability. Just to give you an example, all Nimbus satellites, the base, the core of the radar satellites, has already have the possibility to install this cyber computer. We are also working with the ICO, with a lot of platform in Italy able to do that. We are just to find the right moment to insert this strong capability on our satellites.
So Teodoro, as the godfather of the space in Italy.
How? Pardon?
As the godfather of the space in Italy, which is not a good image. No, I'm looking at your face and I've noticed I made a mistake. What is it about all that have been said, your analysis about the strength of of the Italy in space competence wise?
Yeah, I mean, it's quite difficult to answer to this question because more or less we are present on all space domain and on all critical development, technology and also science. If you refer to AI, well, I fully agree what Giampiero said. We are moving also to the second line, which is to implement AI on ground. For example, with Geos, which is a company participated by ASI, but with one of the two players inside. Obviously, if you look to the future, you need always to be focused on new applications. I would like to say that our space ecosystem, as Giampiero said, which is composed by large system integrators, small and medium enterprises, startup, universities, and public research center, is very well positioned. And this is not because we judge ourselves, but if I can say something as president of Italian Space Agency, because every time in these 2 years of presidency, when I was abroad, let me say outside ESA, because we work with ESA side by side, so they know us very well, I have always received requests of cooperation.
Which shows the respect that other countries have for Italy. Jean-Marc?
Yeah, it's a point I want to illustrate this round table, because if I take, we say the recent history of the development of Telespazio in the past year, so I take just 5 years. We were 5 years ago at 500 million euro activity in Telespazio. We will be this year at 850 million. So, and we continue to grow 8-10% per year. I have to say, linked to the service theoretical possibility, but okay, after you have to do it. And what is interesting, we had a real boost from, I will say, our main mother company. That was the major part of the activity of Telespazio 5 years ago. Now, not anymore. We are in a multi-domestic model where we are mainly 95% of our activity is a European activity with a footprint in all the key countries of Europe. And the development in the country boost by initiative, what we have described from initiative that ASI has taken, but I can also mention UK initiative, German initiative, where we are. Globally, the growth of the country axis has helped us to reach this percentage. And today, the major part of the activity of Telespazio Group, 55%, is outside from Italy. But with, we say, a very positive dynamic coming from new initiative we had from Italy. So it's really, when we talk about European model for space, it's, I think, a good illustration. And I will never be at the level we are without this type of both domestic activity in each country where we are to adjust the offer to the real need of the local market, but also with the common activities that we put in common with initiative like what we take in Italy.
Giampiero.
Yes, thank you for giving me the word, but just because we are close to the conclusion, I like very much as Teodoro introduced this round table. So I think that space is one opportunity to make Europe stronger, and we have to take this opportunity, the next opportunity as a ministerial, to show to the world that we are together, giving a lot of a contribution in the right assets of the ministerials. I think we are working very fine in it. I'm sure that France is doing the same, German and the UK, but we have to identify which are the assets, which are the future of the ministerial. And this shall be done in all domains: telecommunication, navigation, exploration, and science. I know that there are some areas where we are weak today as Europe, but again, this is an important chance we cannot miss. Push our government to make a fantastic ministerial, and we will see the effect on this good ministry in next years to come. And we have to prepare very well also the year to come. And I'm sure that if we work together as Europe, a single voice, that will be the future, and we will stay here together next year celebrating.
The last question will be for you, Aurélie. We have 28 seconds. And it may be the most profound and the most important question. What's it like working with Italians?
Bellissimo.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.